All right, what is up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a Wizard 101 Arc 1 World ranking. We're basically just going to go through all the worlds, ranking them 1 through 10 kind of thing. I'm going to rate based off of a couple of key factors, so listen up real quick. All right, we're going to go for aesthetic. Is the world aesthetically pleasing? Is it nice to be? Some of these worlds have, hundreds of quests, so it's got to look nice if you're going to do all the quests and be happy by the end of it. We're going to go by difficulty. Some worlds are harder than others, obviously. And then we're just going to go for pure enjoyment. How much fun did I have while I was in that world? So based off of those three things, we're going to rate the world 1 out of 10. That's pretty much it. But besides that, what do you rate the fit? Honestly, I'm thinking of giving myself like an 8.5 out of 10, just because the colors are matching. I matched the Darkmoor gear with, the pet, with the gold, the green, the dark green, the light green. The only thing we're really missing is the armor piece. It's silver instead of gold, but we're still working for that last Darkmoor thing. Put a comment down below on what you rate this fit out of 10. Ian and Don, I know you're already going down there to give me a 0 out of 10. Go fuck yourself. Besides that, let's get into the ranking. So I actually find ranking these worlds extremely difficult, especially putting it in the last place, because honestly, every single world in Wizard 101 is good. I just sat there and kind of looked at, all the worlds that they're here, and I was really struggling to pick a last world, but I didn't struggle too long because obviously the worst world in the game, I'm a huge hater of this world, is Croctopia. This world, it looks cool. There's no other world that really looks like it besides Mirage, but again, we're ranking Arc 1 worlds. When I do the rest of the worlds, we'll go back and we'll make a second video and then we'll rank them all together. Croctopia is definitely coming in dead last for me though. It's not really anything special. It's the second world that you go to. Here's the problem with this world. The bosses are so boring. It is the most reused boss. Here's a crocodile with a beanie on. Here's a crocodile with a hijab on. Here's a crocodile with, like a do-rag on. It's just the same boss repeated over and over again. The really only redeeming thing about this world, the music is so fucking unbelievably loud. Hold on. This world is... this whole thing, riding the boat, perfect time, and he skipped it. Okay, that's the other thing too. Everyone just skips that, dude. Riding the boat up to the other islands, bouncing around, going to the arena, going up there with I'm not counting that, by the way. That takes you to like its own little world, so I'm not counting that in Croctopia. But the problem with this world is really the repeated boss. The difficulty is not hard. It's just getting through it. Nobody really struggles on Croctopia. There's like maybe one boss, Crocopatra and all that, but it's just boring. It doesn't really have that much personality. And when looking at the rest of the worlds, it was honestly obvious to me which one had to go last. So, it's not a terrible world by any means, but compared to the rest of them, it's going to have to go in dead last. Now, it's honestly very weird for me putting Mooshu this low on the list, but at the same time, Mooshu is not a bad world by any means. I love the aesthetic of absolutely everything in this world. I love the colors, This is like the only world in this entire game that actually looks like this. It's so vibrant. The mountain textures and everything does look like a PS2 game, but we're not going to talk about that. The problem with this area is, again, the bosses are just repeated so many times. You go to the same like area looking, it's like a temple, and you go inside of it and there's two bosses and you fight them. A very good redeeming part of this world was the dungeons. The dungeons were very fun and they were very unique. There's really no world in this entire game that had dungeons like this. The bosses in those dungeons, they were cool, but you got to think about the last fight of this world. The Jade Oni has been nerfed so hard. It used to be so cool fighting 4 Jade Onis at once. Yes, it was too hard, and it was a good idea for them to nerf it, but at the same time now it's just so boring, We killed them in like 3 turns. It was such a bad end to this world. The aesthetic of this world, I'm going to give like an 8. Like, it's fantastic. It was a lot of fun, having like the music in the background like this. It was really enjoyable, but at the same time, looking at the rest of the worlds, it doesn't have as much personality as some of the other ones. the quests were kind of just like boring, and this was a very short world, to be honest, so it's gonna have to go second to last. Even though I fucking love this world, do not take that for granted. And then next up, we're going to have Marleybone. And honestly, again, super solid world. Honestly, I would rate this world super high. It's just the fact that, honestly, it's so early, and the aesthetic is fantastic. I mean, like, having this entire world of cats and dogs, and like the steam cars like this, and like the whole area over there with the dungeons, and taking the like flying cars to the different areas was so fucking cool. There's no other world that does some shit like that, and it's only the third world in the game. I think this world was so ahead of its time, to be honest. And then going into the tower with Meow Yardy, it was just so good. The part where this world really lacks for me is honestly just like the repetitiveness of it. Going along the parts of the roofs gets really boring, and the side quests are all the same. The side quests are defeat these guys on the roof, go to this part of the roof that has like some boss, and then come back to me. It's a lot of doing errands, like with the post office dogs in this area. Like, the part where this world really falls flat for me was the quests and side quests. It was one of those things where I just wanted to get out of here as fast as possible. But the aesthetic of this world is insane. It's so good. It probably matches Moo Shoes for me, even though they're so different. Total enjoyment of this world was very, very good. I'm actually excited to do it again just because of Croctopia. Like, I'm ready to get out of there and just go to this world again. But that being said, there's just better worlds. There's just worlds that I enjoyed more. If you love Marleybone, I completely get it. If it's super high up on your list, I completely get it. It's honestly really impossible to rank these worlds low. It's so hard. Now, up next is actually probably going to be a big shock to everybody, because Dragonspire is one of those worlds that I constantly see people saying that they love. I think the aesthetic of Dragonspire, again, is so cool. It's so different than anything else. But I think the questing in this world actually... I never went down there. What the fuck? I think that the questing of this world actually is so boring. It is so boring to me. The questing in this world takes a long time, but that's not even the problem. The problem is the people you fight, like, in the area is so boring. Honestly, it looks the exact same over and over and over again. Yeah, shut up. But yeah, it just falls so flat with the story until the end. Obviously, the last quest in this world, defeating Malistaire, and that dungeon is peak, absolutely peak. But besides that, the rest of these quests are kind of bad, dude. Like, don't even get me started with the whole, like, going into the, like, side building, like, and fighting the same boss over and over again, and all of the towers look the exact same with the lava pool at the end. The dungeons were so annoying, dude. Like, going back to get the keys and shit, and then you can go through a new area and defeat this mob and then keep coming back. It's like, I did not enjoy the questing in this world at all, and that's why it's ranked so low. But at the same time, I mean, it's Dragonspire. Like, look at that. It's fucking sick. Like, the aesthetic is so sick. So, I mean, you can't rank it too low. It's a very important world for the whole story too, so I mean, that's another reason why you can't rank it too low. The teleporters are cool. The riding the dragon up to Malistaire is cool, so that's why it's coming in at this spot. Coming up next, it pains me to say this because this was my favorite world when I was a kid. I was obsessed with Grizzleheim and Wizard 101. This whole like bear theme, like Viking Nordic shit is fucking sick. I love it. But I mean, dude, I dread going back through this area on my new wizards. Like, going through Grizzleheim with my friends on my life wizard was super fun, but I am delaying it so much on my other like wizards that I just started on my myth and my death. Dude, it's like, it's so long. The aesthetic of this world, 10 out of 10, like, it's sick. All the new characters and shit, awesome, great. But that's about where it ends for me. The questing in this world is so long and so tedious. I'm not even going to factor in the fact that you can like get a shit ton of XP from Northgard, or not Northgard, Wintertusk. Wintertusk questing is peak, it's really cool, but at the same time, bro, it's like, oh my god, I'm dreading it on my other wizards, dude. But the aesthetic is so great. That's why it's ranked so high up on this list. But that's like about it. Like, Dude, I don't know. You can get good gear here, and this is like kind of where you're critting more before Celestia. If you decide to do this before Celestia, meeting Grandmother Raven so fucking peak, and that's why it's high up on this list. But besides that, dude, yeah, dreading to come back to here. Coming up next, we have Chrysalis, and honestly, I'm only halfway done, or like 75% done with Chrysalis, so it's kind of difficult where to rank this, because I was actually going to have this at like the bottom of the list originally, but I just like recently did a bunch of the quest lines in here, and it's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's a very long world, and a lot of quests get like repeated, like the same boss or the same enemy over and over and over again. But the storyline in this world is peak. Like rescuing like the squirrels or whatever the fuck these things are, and like they overtake the world, like gain it back from the bugs, and like getting the king back, and like rezzing your friend that died, and like making a treaty with the bees and stuff. Like the storyline of this world is a 10 out of 10. Like I loved it. Oh, and not even like mentioning the shadow pips. Like learning your shadow spells, getting your shadow pips here was so cool. You know, like that's very, oh my god, I just found this, what the fuck. Yeah, like it's a very cool world. General aesthetic, I'm gonna give like a 7. Like it's definitely not as good as some of the other ones, just because of how dark it is. It's so dark and gloomy. I think it would look amazing. Maybe at the end of the world it gets like light lit up, but I don't know. I'm not done with it yet. It was going to get ranked a lot lower, but I do enjoy the story so much of this world, so it's definitely growing on me. Difficulty wise, it's not as difficult as some of the other worlds that I was doing, like Azteca and Avalon. It was genuinely harder for me than this world. I don't know why. Maybe because I finally figured out how to play the game. Like I have solid decks now. Oh fuck, I gotta get rid of that. But yeah, this world's not ranked as low as I thought it was gonna be. It's actually kind of a fun one. Looking back at some of the other worlds though, maybe I would put it a little lower. And then coming up next is Celestia. So don't get me wrong, Celestia is a fucking peak world, dude. Just because it's not top 5 does not mean I don't love this world. I love all of the worlds in this game, to be honest. Making this list was like genuinely impossible. I just stared at all the worlds and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna put last. I don't know what I'm gonna put like, you know, in the bottom 5, because all of them I love so much. But you know, there's gonna be winners, there's gonna be losers. Celestia is one of those worlds that I just get excited to be at. The look, the star trainers, like adding Colossal to your deck is so much fun in my opinion. Like adding the whole Colossal, Gargantuan, you know, the sharpened blades to your actual, you don't get this here, but you know what I mean, adding these to your spells is like a big change in Wizard. Like that's in my opinion where the game gets fun. You know, adding these new things to the game. Besides that, aesthetic of Celestia is getting like a solid 9 out of 10. Fighting the aliens, fighting the fucking sharks and shit is so cool. General like difficulty, it was pretty difficult doing this solo. I did most of Celestia solo. On a Life Wizard, that's hard. That's very hard. If it wasn't for Forest Lord, I would still be in Celestia. Yeah, it was kind of difficult, but it was very fun at the same time. I had a lot of enjoyment in this world. Not too much to say about it, just besides that it's great. It's a great world, and that's why it's ranked pretty high. What the fuck is this? And then coming up next, it's the world that people shit on over and over again. People hate Azteca. People hate Chrysalis, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't really understand too much why people hated this world. Storyline for this world, 10 out of 10. Storyline for this was actually insane. Final boss, 10 out of 10. General difficulty, it was pretty hard. It was like an 8 out of 10. General enjoyment of this world, I would give like a 7. I understand some people's issues with this world. It's very long, nothing compared to fucking Chrysalis though. I felt like I flew by compared to Chrysalis, but it was cool. I like the whole, you know, dinosaurs, you know, fighting the bugs again. I feel like we're fighting the bugs forever. I feel like, you know, they could have added maybe one more different, unique enemy in this world. That would have been cool. You do go to the other floating island and you run into more, so that's kind of a given. You run into Belloc again, my number one op. I fucking hate Belloc. If I see him again later, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. But this world is good. This world is like overall pretty solid. The look is cool. I enjoyed it. I definitely would not rank it too high though, just because I feel like it's not anything super special. It just kind of felt like a long, like drawn out world. Like if I was doing this alone, I feel like my opinion would be a little different. Of course, I did this with Ian. Shout out Ian. Shout out Aro Farmer Ian. Yeah, but that's really all I have to say about this world. It wasn't bad, is what I would say. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything deserving in the top 5. Again, another world that people are going to heavily disagree with me on is Zafaria. People like to hate on this world, bro. I loved this world. This world was such like a breath of fresh air. The whole, like, first of all, look, 10 out of 10. I mean, this place is vibrant as fuck, but no other world looks like this. Like the red on the ground and like the sun setting all the time is so fucking cool. It was such a good world to like just grind at, like under the influence of something. It was so much fun, bro. The music in this world is probably my favorite in the entire game. It was very fun, upbeat, joyful. Like it was just great. General difficulty, it was pretty difficult. It wasn't anything crazy. I don't think I died in this world, actually. I'm pretty sure I did not die once in this entire world. So actually, difficulty pretty low. Questing pretty cool. Getting back all the students. I think like getting back all the students was pretty easy. I think you did it pretty quickly. I don't think this world was too long, which is fine. I actually think it was a good pace in general. But there's just so much I love about this world, like the characters and like the way they talk and everything. It was just so much fun. Yeah, it's coming in pretty damn high. I just have a lot of great things to say about this world. I'm excited to come back to it for sure. So coming up next, we have Wisteria. I love Wisteria. I am such a big fan of this world. A lot of people actually consider not doing this world at all. That's completely fine. You know, this world is optional. I am a huge fan. I think I'm a little blinded by nostalgia. This was one of my favorite worlds when I was a kid too, so that's probably weighing it a lot. The quest where you have to like do the tournament and fight all the different people, very, very cool in my opinion. Getting the Spiral Cup, it's super cool. One of my favorite quests in the entire game. My boy Chester Drawers over here. I think the characters in this world are so peak. Mr. Chad, that's really cool. Fighting him was hard as fuck. Introducing all the other teachers and then like fighting for the Spiral Cup. This world's not too long either. I think it's just like a short little quick fun side trip. I love the aesthetic of this world. This world's getting a 10 out of 10. It's super bright, super vibrant. It kind of gives Mushu vibes, but it's not as like Play-Doh-y, like super vibrant as Mushu, and I think that's actually a given. Another given is the teacher. We're not going to talk about her. But if you know, you know. I think that this world is just super solid. I love this world. Like, I mean, I'm blinded by nostalgia, but it's like, it's one of my favorite worlds in the entire game. It's just so fun to come back here. So, yeah, super high up on the list. Coming in as second to last, dude, my baby Avalon, bro. Oh my fucking god, I love this world so much. Aesthetic breaks the scale. 20 out of 10, dude. Dude, the starting area, like this tent, that tent, like all of these tents, they used to be vacant. There used to be literally nothing here, and as you progress and go through the world, you collect like all these like side characters, and then you like help them like restore the king back to order. Dude, like I'm a big sucker for medieval themes, and this world did medieval so fucking right, dude. Like going through the world, recruiting all these knights and people, getting like the sirens, like, dude, the side characters in this world, 10 out of 10. Fucking like the bosses in this world, the dragons and like the side enemies were so good. Like I had so much fun in this world. Like I'm so excited to go back and do it again on a different character. Dude, obviously, like you can literally, I did the side quest, so I can literally just go here and get the story of Azteca, or not Azteca, Avalon again. I mean, I might actually just sit here and like play it again for you if you want to listen, but dude, like all the people you've gathered throughout the world, and then them just like protecting the king. This is so peak. Like, second favorite world in the entire game so far, and I don't think that's going to change at all.
The great wizard and trickster Mel Ambrose helped a young warrior prove himself and rise to rule over the land. Artorias was raised in humble surroundings, but he had royal blood in his veins. The brave and noble Artorias was destined to draw the Sword of Kings and become the greatest warrior in Avalon. Artorias used the Sword of Kings to exemplify the knightly virtues. He was unbeatable in battle, but he was also merciful and just. He always gave his foes a chance to turn from the shadow to join his cause. Merle Ambrose guided Artorias to his role as King of Avalon, and the two of them crafted the knightly order of the Silver Rose. King Artorias met a young Queen Gwendolyn, and they fell in love. King Artorias and Queen Gwendolyn ruled over a golden age of peace and prosperity. Despite King Artorias' attempt to promote the chivalric virtues, not all could live up to his ideals. Jealous of what King Artorias and Queen Gwendolyn had built, Sir Mallory of Dundara worked to undo their good work in Avalon. Sir Mallory found dark allies in the ink-black depths of the Werewood. He led the Froudlings against King Artorias. King Artorias vanquished the Froudlings and killed Sir Mallory, but not before the false knight mortally wounded the great king. Merle Ambrose gave the Sword of Kings to Squire Perry to hold and protect. A new beginning for the Knights of the Silver Rose. King Artorias was taken to the Dolorous Tower to prepare him for his journey to the other side. Merle Ambrose and his ally Gamma left Avalon to explore the Spiral. It was the next age in Avalon. King Artorias prepared to cross to the other side, knowing Avalon was left in good hands. Unbeknownst to the good people of Avalon, a shadow crept into the Dolorous Tower to fall over King Artorias. Morganth, dark sister to Sir Mallory, offered Artorias a way to stave off the cold mist of the other side. Artorias took up her offer, not realizing the gift was trapped. He accepted the Horned Crown, a sinister artifact from the Weird. Artorias shed his skin and his virtues and rose as the dread Pendragon. The evil Pendragon led the wild hunt out of the Werewood at the head of the Froudling army. They burned and conquered all, but hope still remains in the secret places of Avalon. One day, a hero will rise, and the Silver Rose will bloom once more.
Bro, like, if they made a book out of that, I would fucking read it. Like, that is so peak. And then coming at number 1, dude, the best world in the entire game is the OG world. Dude, this world has so much going for it. Music, obviously 10 out of 10. Being the only world in Arc 1 where you can get potions, that's a huge plus. Dude, the librarian in this world, absolutely peak. Finding the fucking, if you're a death wizard, finding the hidden death school underneath the waterfall, I mean, that's fucking peak. Like, the way this world's connected, like Zeke and the seamstress being here, like by the cart selling things, is fucking sick. Like, the whole look of this is just the starting area of the world, and it's so nice, dude. It has the pet pavilion, it has the dueling arena where Diego teaches you things, dude. It has we're not going to talk about Golem Court, that piece of shit. It has the headmaster's office, dude. Like, and then that side room with Gamma looks so fucking cool, dude. It has the shopping district, it has stitching, it has dyeing your armor, it has buying a house, it has fucking Colossus Boulevard. Like, dude, it has the fucking bazaar. Like, I mean, dude, come on. It has so much going for it. I don't know how you couldn't make this like the number 1 world. Like, the theme of it having one myth area, one storm area, one fire area, one life area being Unicorn Way, one ice area being Colossus Boulevard. Dude, it, like, one death area, finding it like underneath like the waterfall. Like, dude, it has something for every class. It's just so cool. Like, the stories in this area, finding like Baldur Goldpaws and going to Grizzleheim, starting the crafting quest, like, it just, dude, this area has so much going for it. And then the nostalgia just hits you so hard, bro. Like, Bartleby, like, dude, we haven't even talked about my favorite part of this world. There's just so much to it. Ravenwood, dude, Ravenwood, in my opinion, is the best area in the entire game. You learn all of your spells here. Like, the music is just, like, so cool. Bartleby being here, one of the founding fathers of the fucking Spiral, like, dude, like, this whole world is just peak. That being the world door, each school having their own, like, tree, and each, like, school having their own professor. Like, this whole area is, like, my favorite in the entire game. Best place to just chill. Like, I mean, like, this world has so much going for it, and it's honestly unbeatable. It being, like, the first world and the classic world is just so great. I think they started off with the most peak world, in my opinion. It just has so much going for it, and it's gonna have to go at number one. But that's besides it. Like, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna make another one of these when I go through Arc 2, so stay tuned for that.